The internet is abuzz about this whole Corey Graves situation. Corey Graves being sent home, apparently, from NXT, told his services are no longer needed, no longer wanted. This was after he went on I wouldn't say a Twitter rant is what I was going to say, but just kind of spilling his guts here. Let's take a look at this. And this has actually since been deleted off of Corey Graves' Twitter profile. He says, imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. And then, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you've wondered where I've been. And again, that has since been deleted. This appears to be coming off of the demotion or perceived demotion down to NXT in order to make room at the commentary table for more famous people like Joe Tessitore and of course Pat McAfee, right? The GOAT. So understandably, Corey is frustrated. And here's a look of Corey being very frustrated as he makes his illustrious NXT return. You can see just how super thrilled he is to be there. I don't know if it's, he's just not thrilled to be demoted to NXT or because he's got to sit next to Vic Joseph. But this seems to be real life frustrations. That is until Corey followed up that tweet by saying, hey, I got a big announcement on NXT. Stay tuned, or I've got a lot to say on NXT. Stay tuned. And then, then he was pulled from NXT unceremoniously and was seen flying home during the show from the airport. According to sources at Fightful, he was very upset. Let's take a look at this clip here from Cultaholic Wrestling with more kind of insider details on the situation.
The big thing everyone's talking about at the minute in wrestling is Corey Graves.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at first people were saying, why has he tweeted that? And then people were saying, it's a work, it's not a work. We've got a bit more of an update on what might or might not be happening here.
Yeah, so yesterday afternoon, Corey Graves tweeted he had something to say on last night's NXT with a microphone thingy. There was a flame emoji. And at that point, everyone was thinking, wow, the initial tweet about being unhappy with the treatment he was received going from the main roster down to across to NXT, he wasn't happy with that. We all thought it might have been a work with the view to potentially Corey Graves getting back in the ring. People found the reports that he got cleared back in 2017 or 2018, one of those 2 years. And we're thinking, what are we doing here? But no, there has been an update. He was spotted at an airport leaving the area where the show was yesterday.
Yeah, so he wasn't on the show at all. He wasn't on NXT last night, despite all this intrigue heading into the show. And then was spotted by sources close to PW Insider at TSA Orlando Airport hours before the show. Fightful's Corey Brennan also reports that according to his NXT sources, Graves was legitimately frustrated with the NXT move. And when I read his initial tweet, the thing that kicked this whole thing off, where he said, imagine pursuing your dream, then being told you can't do it, then doing like a dream adjacent job, aka his commentary role, and then being told, you're not famous enough. Bit of a shot there maybe at the likes of Pat McAfee.
And Joe Tessitore.
And Joe. That read more like a legitimate venting of frustration than it did a promo, a worked kayfabe sort of thing. But there was no way of telling. But these signals seem to indicate that it was real.
It looks like a shoot.
It appears to be a shoot, brother, at least for now. But is it? Look at Corey there. Look how sad he is. Poor Corey. He gets to go home and fuck his supermodel hot wife and everything will be okay. No problem. The coach had a little bit of criticism on Twitter for Corey Graves. Here's what the coach had to say. So Corey is upset for being bumped from the main announce roster. Happened to JR 5 times. Happened to Cole multiple times. Happened to me multiple times. He is right. He is really good at his job. But playing in the sandbox a little bit better might not hurt next time. Embrace whatever role you have and understand that you are lucky to have it. There are only 3 to 5 of these jobs at the highest level. We know maybe they asked him to be a part of a 3-man booth. We know he doesn't like that. LOL. Sorry, had to. Last line, a joke. The rest, it's the wrestling business. It happens. So the general consensus at this point from all insiders and all the intel that can be gathered on this situation at this time is that this is a shoot, that Corey Graves is actually upset with the demotion, being told he's not famous enough in his own words, apparently. And he took his ball and went home, as they say. But you still got to wonder, could it be a work? Because he has been cleared to wrestle now. And there's no, love lost between him and Pat. There's really an angle there where they could set something up where these two could be working with each other. And maybe Corey Graves was moved down to NXT so he can kind of get his, training wheels back under him, so to speak, I guess is a way to put it. Get some reps in before he comes back up and does a main roster thing. But I don't know. I think that's also a lot of fan fiction going on in our heads. I think it came from, at least for me, I said it was a work as soon as Corey had posted, I got a lot to say on NXT. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay. Angle alert. But them pulling him from the show and him being seen flying home, all reports are that this is a legitimate thing. Now, don't put it past WWE to be that good at working the fans in 2025 either, because look what they've been doing with Kevin Owens. There were several, at least twice, right, where they did an angle with Kevin Owens that happened off of air. That was just done because they knew the fans would pick it up and it would start spreading around. And they didn't even have to do the footwork on it. So how do you really work the fans in 2025 when everybody knows everything and it's, the internet culture and all of that? Just do it for real. He doesn't have to go on NXT and cut a promo about how he's been downgraded. That's how they did it in the old days. Now, they just put out a report that he's been cut from the show or told he doesn't, sent home. And then he is seen, fans will report that he was seen at the airport flying home. All of this could just be a very elaborate work. Is it worth going through all of that just for Corey Graves and Pat McAfee? Also, though, think about that. Is that big of a marquee match that requires this elaborate of a work? Maybe. I mean, it would be good storytelling. It would be a good work. But I don't know. I don't know that that's that big of a marquee match that you're going to spend all this effort building. Perhaps, especially if, they really want to give Corey a nice little push ski if he's going to return to the ring somehow. If he's returning to the ring, this might be a good angle to get him in. And it would be a hell of a push because it is, people are putting effort into this at this point. This was a conceptual storyline that writers or Corey or Papa H or whoever came up with. Occam's razor, though, the most likely, the one that makes the least assumptions is probably right, would say that Corey Graves is frustrated with the hand he's been dealt in WWE and is on the outs at this point. Maybe he'll get the shit can. I don't know. Here's my opinion of the whole thing. I think WWE made the right call Perhaps. I don't know. I don't think Joe Tessitore is really doing a whole lot for commentary. I'll say that. And Corey Graves, better than Wade Barrett. So I don't know what's going on over there. As far as Pat McAfee is concerned, I like Pat better than I like Corey. Look, Corey is a fantastic commentator. He is smart. He's witty. He knows the product in and out, and he's got a strong personality. Man, he does his job to the best of his ability. I saw it put best on the internet somewhere in the comments, though, that Corey Graves still sounds like he's a product of Vince McMahon. And he is. He very much is. He's got that training drilled into him. Pat McAfee is out there just having fun. It's reminiscent, not equal to, but reminiscent of the King and Jerry Lawler. Or, even Ventura and Monsoon. Just pick any guy that's out there just having fun as a color commentator. And I don't need two really good color commentators. I don't need play-by-play guys and analysts necessarily. Maybe at a 3-man booth, Graves would be a great analyst with a play-by-play guy and a color guy. But really, the role of color commentator is to add color. The play-by-play guy is the straight guy. He's all business. He's going to call the shit the way he sees it, straight down the middle, and try to educate the fans and promote all the things. The color guy is there just to add the spice on top of that, just to throw out the one-liners and to play off of the play-by-play guy and to inject personality and, dare I say, even be a bit of a heel to, do the yin and the yang and kind of represent both parties in the ring. I think Pat McAfee is just far more entertaining to watch. I do know I've seen people are annoyed with him. People don't like him. Some people anyway think he's over the top, but overall, the overwhelming majority of people I'm seeing in comments on these kind of posts here seem to agree that Pat McAfee is just funner to watch. Not necessarily that he's a better commentator who is technically better at sitting at the commentary table and doing that job, Corey Graves. But also Corey Graves, look, he's not necessarily entertaining. I think he comes off as, comes off as a know-it-all at times, kind of burying his play-by-play guy and like, I'm smarter than you. That's not correct. This is how it is. And, he does that at times, and he's very clean and he's very produced like a Vince McMahon would have trained him to be. Pat's just out there hanging, man. He's watching the show like us. And that's what a color commentator should do. He should be reacting. He should have very little in his headset. Jerry the King Lawler always said that he never heard Vince in his headset. That, because JR would get Vince in his headset, blah, 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 the whole time. King, not the same. He said Vince very rarely, if ever, told him anything. Because that's not the role of the color commentator. The color commentator is to sit out there and just have fun and be like the fan and react to things and play off of things and just add that spice. Like I said, a little bit of flavor. That's what you do. Even Triple H said in the press conference after when Pat McAfee made his return, he's like, look, Pat, when he first came in, was like trying to be a commentator. And he's like, no, we brought in Pat McAfee because we want you to be Pat McAfee. And he does a great job eating on the desk, eating all over the desk and everything. I love it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if this is a shoot, I still feel like they did Corey Graves dirty, demoting him to NXT. He's better than Joe Tessitore. I know Joe Tessitore has a bigger name, and maybe that's what they're looking for at the end of the day. But even Wade Barrett, he's better than Barrett. I just don't get it. What did Graves do to get heat with The Office, brother? Unless he's just been pushing to return to the ring and they don't want him to, and that's made him kind of salty and Now he's not playing well in the sandbox, as the coach said. Who knows? But if this is a work, God, I love it because I don't know. And that's how you do it. That's the beauty of pro wrestling is you never know. And I'm okay being worked. Work me. Work all over my face. I love it. Give me some of that work, brother. And if it pans out into a cool angle that brings Corey Graves back to the ring, fucking ain't right. But it is a lot to do, a lot of hoopla for Corey Graves and Pat Matt for an announcer match. Ooh, an announcer grudge match. I mean, it's dope, but it's not like a main event thing. So it's like, whatever. Anyway, I'll leave it there, but I would love to know your thoughts down in those comments below while you're there. Hit that subscribe button. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ooh, yeah. Thanks for checking out the video. You can check out more great clips by hitting that subscribe button below. Yeah. While you're there, don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Ooh, yeah. Did it.